Hi, this is Elle with Pressurefree, and today I want to talk about cancer. It's October, so there's pink everywhere because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. October is also the month that my mother was born in 1936. And we lost my mom in 2005 to breast cancer. She was only 69. Now her mother had also suffered from the disease, but she lived to be 100. So it was very shocking when we lost my mom at age 69. I want to share a few things about stress and cancer because if I could go back in time, if I had figured out my pressure-free method and had put it all together and shared this with my mother, I do believe she'd still be alive today. When we release stress hormones in our body, cancers thrive. They love a more acidic body, and stress hormones create that for them. Another thing that happens is there's a little protein in some of these hormones. And when it hits a cancer cell, it can cause it to splinter so that it starts attacking other organs in the body. That's why sometimes you'll start out with a particular cancer and then it will move to other parts of the body. Stress hormones are the culprit. What most people don't realize is that we're releasing stress hormones in this 21st century many, many times a day when it's totally unnecessary. And if you've been diagnosed with cancer, it's even worse. First of all, the diagnosis, or first of all, having to have the biopsy. That can cause so much anxiety. Anxiety is one of the emotions that causes you to release too much stress hormone. When these stress hormones go out, they wreak all sorts of havoc to the body, and you don't even really realize it because just about everyone you know, including yourself, is probably under the influence of stress hormones because of how long the effects last. When a male releases these stress hormones, it takes his body up to 9 hours to dissipate the hormones out of the cells and you're back to normal. The cells are acting normally. Well, 9 hours is an entire workday or your entire night trying to sleep. And chances are, when you're under the line, when you've released these stress hormones and acting in a stress-based way, you're going to trigger again. So my guess is that you're rarely, if ever, out of the stress cycle. For females, it's even worse though. For a female body, it takes up to 24 hours for this cycle to come to completion. When I learned that scary fact, I thought, wow, I probably haven't been clean of these hormones since age 2. Until 2010, when I created Pressurefree. This method has completely changed my life. I'm going to get very personal here, and I'm going to try not to cry. But most of my adult life, when I went to get a mammogram, I had dense fibrous breast tissue. Now, that's a precursor to breast cancer, as the articles all came out, 3 or 4 years ago. And I kept reading those articles, like in the Wall Street. I used to get the Wall Street every day. I'd read these articles and think, oh my God, I'm going to die of breast cancer. When's it? Then it was not a question of if, it was when. When is this going to happen to me? Because I have dense fibrous breast tissue. So in 2010, I didn't even think I needed my own pressure-free method. I was coaching it to other people, and I didn't think I needed it. I got wise, especially when I learned about the 24-hour effect, because at least once a day, I get angry, anxious, annoyed, or ashamed. My big A is annoyance. I get annoyed at all sorts of little things, unfortunately. I live in a house full of all men, so there's going to be baseball gear somewhere or hockey gear that needs to be washed or something. And all those little things would annoy me. Frost on the inside of the windshield from the hockey bag. You know, crazy little things that would take me under the line. In 2010, everything changed. Everything. My breast tissues changed. My breasts became soft and malleable and like normal. I couldn't even remember the last time they were like that. It was so profound that I was with my mother-in-law and I said to her, you know, if my mom were still alive, I would just whip off my shirt and show you this change. And you're the closest thing I have to a mom, so I whipped off my shirt. And she said, oh dear, they're so youthful. It was an amazing, magical moment because I just had to show somebody, a female, who would get it because my mother-in-law is a breast cancer survivor. I'm sure you know people who have cancer. Doesn't matter what kind. Prostate cancer. I've done a couple videos on that. any kind of cancer, stress hormones will make it worse. And when you try to stay in remission, there's this constant little bit of anxiety going on. If I can help you stop the release of those hormones, then you stand a much better chance of staying in remission. Also, if there's cancers in your family and you have this slight fear in the back of your head that it may happen to you someday, that fear could be the very thing triggering too much stress hormone for you. I want you to really take a look at what I do. Please sign into my website. You'll get a free video series. You'll get all sorts of information from me that you can use right away. I really want you to do this. I reach out to people all of the time just to have a one-on-one free consultation, just to learn what I have to share. And they don't do it. And it makes me cry because I know that what I have is powerful. In a couple of days, I'm speaking to hundreds of physicians all over Michigan, physicians and healthcare workers. 69% of healthcare workers these days have too much stress. So the very people who are supposed to be helping us with our stress are stressed. Everything's changed in healthcare and it's causing a great deal of stress for people. So anyway, I'm hopefully going to help them on Friday. So if physicians are willing to listen to me, I hope that you or someone that you love who's dealing with the nasty C, the great big C, will take a look, sign in, get a free consultation with me by phone or live webinar or in person so that I can share what I do. It could be so life-transforming and it could be life-saving. I'm out with Pressurefree. This is probably one of the most heartfelt messages I've ever created. And I do it in honor of my mom. So please sign in. Thank you.